Yeah, what's going on? I'm Norman Fame.
I'm King Ransom.
And this Fame from Ransom. We got a special guest today.
Hi you guys, I'm Brenda Jones, owner and operator of Brenda Jones Clothing. How are you guys doing today?
Great, great. I appreciate you coming through.
I mean, it's nothing. We've been knowing each other for forever, so it's
Definitely.
only right to support you
Definitely.
and be there for you for sure. This is amazing. I'm proud of you guys, for sure.
Thank you. So, tell us what you got going on right now.
Okay. I have a lot going on, but we can start off with the fashion show November the 16th at the Baltimore War Memorial. It's gonna take place at 7 o'clock and the show starts at 8, and then we're gonna have the after party downstairs. I have the whole entire building and I'm excited about that. It's my 6th fashion show, so it's exciting. You know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And they've been all sold out, you guys, all sold out. So please come
Right.
and get the tickets on www.BrendaLJonesClothing.com.
That's good. So, let's start off in the beginning. Like, what gave you the passion to really start in fashion?
I mean, honestly, at 18, I liked sequence dresses and stuff like that or whatever. And of course, at 18, you really can't afford a sequence dress. They're like $300 or $400, and it goes like, I asked my grandmother for a sewing machine, and she told me like I had to learn how to sew in 5 months. And she bought me the sewing machine from Joann's Fabric, and the rest is history. I taught myself how to sew, and I was in college then. And I used to wear my clothing to like clubs and stuff like that or whatever.
Right.
And before you know it, it became a big thing where people wanted what I had on. And so I got the whole idea to wear my clothes out in public so that I can be my own brand and my own marketing brand. And people just wanted to buy it. And it became a big thing. So that's how I started, honestly.
So did you go to college like for like some type of fashion design or something like that?
No, it's really embedded in me, honestly. I went to college for business administration, specialized in marketing. I have a degree in that, but I didn't go to school for fashion. It's really a gift from God, and I literally can like take something, look at something, and make it. I don't use patterns. I don't use anything. You know, it's just really a gift from God.
That's the what's up.
Yeah, it's really.
So, what made you choose like fashion as a career? Like, you said it was just a passion of yours, or?
I mean, honestly, you know, okay, so let's get this straight. Like, so when you go to college, you want to go to college for like a profession or whatever and a career. But then when you start making money within, I got the degree from college or whatever, but when you start making money and you realize that you have the potential to make money for yourself and control your own platform or whatever and your own income, you kind of stick with something that gives you the most money.
Right.
You know, so I still have a career job or whatever, but my business gives me so much money and so much income and so much leverage to do the things that I want to do in life. So it's pretty awesome. That's why I chose fashion, because I love it, first of all, but financially it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part like of the whole process, like of like maybe designing a dress or?
Everything, you know, a lot of times people come into like the fashion world and they see like your dresses, you know, you post them on Instagram and social media, and they're like, oh, I like that, I don't like it. But what they don't know is that it takes so much work. Like, I'm up to 3 o'clock in the morning every night during prom season sewing. I would still work full time, so I go to work from 8 to like 5:30. I take an hour nap, and I'm sewing these little girls' prom dresses until like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's the process of the grind. You know, I really fell in love with the grind, and I realized that like when you grind and you work hard, you can, you know, dictate your outcome. You know?
The outcome is great when you do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you like so very passionate, it doesn't really affect you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, you know, honestly, I be tired, don't get me wrong, like during prom season, wedding season, and stuff like that, I'm very tired. But because I'm living in my passion and I'm living in my gift that God has given me and the universe has given me, it's like, even though I'm tired, I'm happy because these little girls got smiles on their faces.
Right.
These women, their moments are, you know, helped by me because I'm giving them a dress that will change their lives or make their moment even more special. So it's just amazing to just walk in, you know, your gift and walk in what God has given you. Honestly,
Right.
It's really amazing.
So do you do a lot of this like yourself, or do you have like a team that help?
I do everything by myself, and I think, you know, right now Norman had asked me what I'm working on. I'm working on getting like a warehouse so I can get people to sew for me, because of course you don't want to be the person sewing for yourself for the rest of your life, because it takes a lot of hours, and in order to grow you have to build a team. I mean, I have assistants and I have a secretary and stuff like that answer the phones and make sure that people are dealt with customer service properly, but we're about to grow the team, so I'm excited about that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely seen like some of your products and the different things that you
Some?
well, the majority of what you put
I
out
was
there.
about to say.
No, I mean I've seen a
That's
lot.
what
From,
you know.
and also, no, to be honest, I've seen everything from that you
Yeah,
put out from
since
the
I started,
beginning. Exactly,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
like where do you get your inspiration from? Like any celebrity inspirations, or is just in you?
Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't try to make any other woman or celebrities my goals.
Right, right.
You know, I don't follow any other people or whatever. I believe that, like, you know, if you really believe in yourself and your soul and you're in touch with who you are, you will grow with who you're becoming, right? So when I was 20, I was a little, you know, not wild, but I was wearing sheer and I was a different type of woman. By 25, I was a different type of woman, so it reflected in my craft. When I turned 30, I was growing into like this, you know, 30-year-old woman, more sophisticated, didn't want to show too much, so it reflected in my collection. And now that I'm 33, it's more of I just got out of a relationship, so it's kind of like I'm living. So
Right.
my collection is going to reflect who I am. So there's no need for inspiration from another person, because if you know who you are, you can get important information, inspiration from yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you wasn't like a fashion designer in this field, like what other things do you like and would be doing?
Honestly, I can do everything. Like, I can cook, I can dance. Like, I used to be a dancer. I used to perform a lot. Remember, Norman?
Yeah.
I used to perform like on stage, like, or whatever. I tore my ACL from that or whatever. But I probably would be like a dancer, or I probably have like a cooking company, or I can design. Like, I can do interior design and stuff like that. My house is lit. You know, whatever, like, everybody come to my house, be like, can you design my house? So I probably would be doing something as far as art, honestly. You know, if I wasn't doing that, I'd be doing something artsy, honestly.
As long as you're somewhere in the field, that passion just gets you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just fills your soul when you know you have like a gift or something of art. Like, art just is so expressive that you just have to do it. I don't know.
Right. So, all right, let me ask you a question. Define fashion in your words.
I think fashion is just expression. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's no right or wrong thing for fashion. When you
Right.
see people walking down the street and they might look a little weird to people, that's normal. That's what I say. I think that when you think about fashion, you just think about a person. Like, I literally dress how I feel inside. So, like, anything I feel inside, it resonates on the outside. So to me, fashion is just your feeling and your expression of who you are and who you becoming.
Right.
You wear yourself on the outside when you know who you are on the inside.
Do you feel like along the lines, you feel like you're in a better place than you were when you first started off, or like because you know early on it might have been like rappers or something, they hear that old music, they don't like it, but you know some artists see that old work and be like, I love how I express myself at this point, or
I think within anything or whatever, just like, you know, anything you do is growth. You know, to look back to what I used to do, of course I didn't have the information or the education, because in order for you to have an art, you have to keep growing it and
Right.
pouring into it or whatever. And so, of course, my clothing that I did when I first started is something like, oh my God, I wouldn't dare wear that or whatever. But now I'm looking into what I'm doing now, and it's just amazing to see my growth and to see how I take my time to do certain things.
Do you ever look back at like older like projects and be like, I wish I would have done it this way, or no? Because
I feel like when you start off, it's a part of your process. It helps you grow.
Right.
So when you look at your little old stuff or whatever, my old dresses I used to do, it's just amazing to see that I could do this and now I'm here.
Right.
So I wouldn't change a thing in my life, because it's all a part of the process of growing. You know, and so when you grow into who you are and who you're becoming, you're always growing. So when you look back, it's like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I did this at 18, you know, people just doing this at 33. They can't, you get what I'm saying?
Right,
it's just
right.
amazing. And honestly, who I am and who I'm becoming now is crazy, because like I look at all my patchwork And I'm like, I gotta bring that back out. And I did this jacket like 6 years ago, and people still like it.
It's still
It's still
relevant
popping,
today.
yeah. So it's like when you do things from your heart, it's still gonna pop and resonate.
Definitely. So, like, what type of skills do you think you possess to be successful in this business?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know if it's skills really. I just think it's like a feeling, just being able to grind and get past the feeling of not wanting to do certain things. I think it's a difference between average people and people that make it happen. You get what I'm saying? Because when the average people hit a wall, they stop, they get depressed. But when people are successful, they keep going regardless. So I don't know if it's a skill set, but I would say more so it's a feeling that I just want to be successful by all means necessary.
Right.
I don't care what wall I hit, I'm going to go around it, I'm going to find a way to get through it. I'm going to build my own way, I'm going to create my own path.
Right.
So I don't know if it's a skill set because you can't, sometimes things like that you can't teach. It's just within.
Right.
We spoke earlier about the fashion show you got coming up. Like,
Yay.
how much like time and effort goes into like putting on this type of event?
Okay, so I've been doing this for 6 years, right? So because I've been doing it for 6 years, by now is a fine oil train. It's gonna run itself. You have your makeup artist, you have your models in place, you have everything in place. So it's not as much effort that it was before, but I still have to start months and months in advance to get started. Right now, I have hit a wall. I have done only like 17 pieces. So I'm kind of like, oh my God, what can I do different this time or whatever, to wow the crowd or whatever. But then I just realized that like anything I do, my supporters, they're going to love it anyway. So let me just stop overthinking it and just keep moving. So by the time the fashion show comes, I should have at least 30 pieces. I'd be fine if I work every day.
Is that like the goal you like set out?
Yeah, I have 30 pieces every time. Yeah, 30 pieces every time. And I just work every night and just do stuff, take things out. I probably make 40 pieces, but I take out 10 pieces that I just really don't think goes with the idea of the fashion show in the field.
Oh, yeah, like the theme of the...
Yeah, you just keep making stuff and you keep letting your mind just go and just keep going.
So what is the theme, if you don't mind sharing?
The theme is just me becoming another woman. I expressed to you guys that I just got out of a relationship like 2 years ago, right?
Right.
And so when you get out of a relationship or whatever, if you use what you went through as, for your creative path, I just feel like this year I'm just more free. I'm more balanced. The person that I'm becoming is just like, it's just amazing. Like, I just love who I am. I always loved who I am, don't get me wrong. But this 33 is just vibrating on a whole different level. Like, I'm doing everything. Like, all my goals I set out to do, I've crushed this year. And the year is not even over. So I'm just excited. And so with the fashion show and the line, that's what it's going to show. Just me resonating, becoming more and more every day. And just, being sexier. I like my weight that I put on. So I just more sexier and more appealing, honestly.
Throughout your journey, right, in this fashion business, like, name some of the people that you work with, or some people that you look forward to working with.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have worked with like Tory Hart's. I've worked with a couple of housewives. I work with a lot of people, but I feel like my celebrity people are the people that support me day in and day out. So it's the core people that lift BLJ up, that don't ask me for free clothing. You understand what I'm saying? It's to me, a celebrity is a person that makes sure that your business keep rolling, and they're supporting you, they're retweeting, they're sharing your stuff or whatever. So I don't really look forward to working with a big celebrity. I just look forward to making sure my business keeps staying steady and moving, and it stays steady and moving when you have a client base that really believes in your talent.
It's always good to have people behind you, like motivating you.
Yeah, like, and honestly, I always tell people I'm nothing without my supporters, like my BLJ dolls, so like when people be like, oh, I want celebrities to wear my stuff, to me, the people, because I've been in this business for over 15 years, it's because of them that's made sure that I have reached this plateau, or reached the status that I am. I can care less about a celebrity walking on the street. BLJ, they are my celebrities.
Right.
You spoke on camera about like woman empowerment. Like, is that like your motivation, like behind it?
So from Brenda Jones Clothing, it's a blessing. I have all these branches. So it's a Brenda Jones Clothing, and then you have. That's why I talk about like my supporters are my celebrities, because from that Brenda Jones Clothing, I have done so much. I have empowered so many women to live more and more every day and become more and more every day. So now I have a women's empowerment brunch. For my birthday, I have a twerk, trap, sip, and paint. And people were like, oh, why are you doing a twerk thing? And I'm like, it's women empowering themselves. You don't have to be a certain size to twerk. You just moving and you're enjoying yourself and being free. So because of Brenda Jones Clothing, I have all these branches of things that I get to do. I get to go to schools, empower young women to be, you know, and young students to be artsy and become and do business and stuff like that. I go to churches and stuff like that or whatever. So it's just amazing.
I definitely appreciate, you know, women in the light that they are and appreciate themselves, because
Yes.
I have 4 daughters, so
Yeah.
I always want them to have somebody positive to look forward to and all that
Yes.
type of stuff. With that being said, like, what type of advice would you give somebody who's upcoming or want to go in the field that you're in?
Stay consistent. Do the research. You know, like I used to be in like the library and I used to go to different fashion shows just to see how they work, just to see how they move, you know, stuff like that or whatever. I would go underneath people. I would give my clothes to certain people just to get a certain idea how to market my product. So a young person that's trying to get into the business, I would just say, learn your craft, stick with it, stay at it, you know what I mean? And grind and stay consistent. Because a lot of times when they're young, they think things supposed to come so easily because of Instagram. You post something, somebody you get it or whatever, and it's supposed to come easy. No, nothing comes easy. You have to work, and if you stay consistent, then your business will flourish. I'm a product of it.
What do you think your strengths and your weaknesses are?
Okay, so when I was younger, my mom was big on not saying any weaknesses, so I don't feel like I have any weaknesses. Not saying I'm perfect, I just don't feel like anything is a weakness. I just feel like you find something that you're not good at, you just work on it. You get what I'm saying? I don't feel like nothing in your life is a weakness, it's just a part of your process, and you work towards growing it and making it better. My strengths are just being determined to do anything I want to do out of life. Like anything that I set my mind to, I crush. Any goal that I set, I make sure I finish. You know, so I don't believe you can be weak if you want something out of life. You just work towards it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you design like any like men's clothing, or is it like strictly
Just women. I just do all women.
You plan on
thought about it?
I might expand.
I want to be fly too.
No, I think, you know,
do us
honestly,
like that, you know?
honestly, when I do get this new space that I'm working on, because I've been working on it for a year, I think I'm going to bring in a seamstress, a tailor for men, suits and stuff like that or whatever, at not like at a low cost, but at an affordable cost, because it's nothing like having a man in a suit, you know, and it fits properly. Because a lot of guys don't know how to wear suits. You know what I mean? It's like too long, you know, you're short, you got it all the way to your knee. No, it's a certain way. So I might bring in a tailor so that everybody looks good. You know, the woman looks good and your husband look good too.
Right. Definitely. I definitely gonna be hitting you up.
You got
some
to.
things coming in.
Yeah. I get there. I just didn't want to do it like in the privacy of my home, men coming in and out and stuff like that or whatever. But
True.
you know, but when I get this new space, I'm gonna expand Brenda Jones Clothing because everybody's been asking. So.
Yeah, if you could change anything about like the fashion industry, like what would it be?
I don't know. I'm living in my whole BLJ world.
Right.
I'm setting up my own table. You know, like I'm not trying to break into anybody's rooms or sit at anybody else's table. I just feel like I don't know what's going on in the fashion world, but I know in the Brenda Jones Clothing world, I'm going to make sure that it's where I want it to be. So I wouldn't change anything in their world. I would make sure my world is together as much as possible.
Is the fashion world kind of like
It's harsh.
yeah, like you got a lot of competitive nature in y'all?
I think a lot of people, for me, I don't believe in competition, and it sounds crazy, but I feel like if I'm competing with somebody, I'm going to compete with myself.
Right.
You know, the person that I was 10 years ago, the person I am today. So I think it's competition, but within the black community, I think sometimes we are scared that somebody else is going to get more money than us.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you think about it, it's so much money in Baltimore City and in the world. There's no need to compete. If we work together, we can make more money together. Like I just bought on another seamstress for prom, and instead of making 60 garments, we're going to be able to make 150 or whatever that means. That she gets to make like 60, 70,000.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying or whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's what's up.
because we're together, we get to make more money. But if we competed, we
Gotta
wouldn't.
be cutting
We
the
already
pie in
making
half,
60.
man.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
necessary.
that's what it's all about.
I'm not competing. It's no need. It's enough money.
Definitely, definitely.
I think it's so dope, like you so focused on your business and like what you're doing, and it just like you won't have to worry about like the negative like
I'm telling
comments
you.
and stuff like that because you're so focused on what you're doing and trying to be the best.
If you stay positive, if you stay focused, I don't know if you ever seen that the swim match between Michael Phelps and it was another.
Yeah, I think Lochte.
Yeah, exactly. And he looked up to see where he was at, and he lost the.
Yeah.
He lost the meet or whatever. So never look up and look at anybody else and see where they're going. Stay focused. You're in your own lane. God created your own lane for yourself, and you just keep focusing. You keep moving. You stay consistent. And any block that you run into, you find a maneuver to get around it. But if you keep worrying about such and such and what such and such is wearing, what such and such is doing, you're taking all the focus off of you and who you're becoming. It just your time is too important. It makes no sense. How you spend your time is how big your business gets.
You said you've been doing your fashion for 6 years. Where do you see
Well,
yourself?
my fashion shows.
Yeah, fashion shows for 6
Yeah.
years. Where do you see yourself like in the next 5, 10 years?
I mean, so my life is set up in a 5-year plan anyway.
Right.
So from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. This year, I mean, these 5-year goals was just kind of like a little bit misconstrued a little bit because I thought I was going to get married and because I was engaged and stuff like that. So now I had to write it all over again, which is perfect. So my first 3 years, I did everything I want to do as far as my business. But the next couple of more years, I'm going to get the space. I'm going to build on, I'm getting more people to help me or whatever. And I just want everything under one umbrella. So you got to stay tuned. I don't want everybody to get my idea and move with it.
Right.
But do you have like an idea of where like the space is going to be located? Like
It's going to be in Baltimore. Yeah, I want to hear.
Yeah, you
I'm
definitely
being
gotta
there.
support the
You
support
gotta-
the hometown,
yeah, the
man.
hometown.
Everything.
I ain't trying to run from here. So you ever seen how much money is in Maryland? There's so much money here. People run away from here, but there's so much money here if you really stick here and make sure you do the right thing. So I ain't running away.
And if you get the right support system, everything will come full circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
So how do you feel about like other designers from like DMV or whatever the case may
I
be?
think a lot of them are dope. It's a lot of them that I love. There's a lot of them that we support in the background or whatever. And there's a lot of them, if I cannot do something for a person, I send it to, them or whatever. If they couldn't do something for a person, they'll send it to me. It's a lot of up and coming dope designers that I love or whatever. And I just wish all of them the best and make sure that, they flourish in their business. They're dope for sure.
Well, I appreciate you coming.
I'm excited to be here. I'm so excited for
got
you
anything
guys.
else for you? I mean,
What else you got for me?
I love all your styles and all like it's dope that you know what I mean from all the like different lines I've seen you.
Yeah, it's
present,
six lines. This is exciting. And the crazy thing is that what people don't know is that me and Norman have been knowing each other for a long time. Since we've been kids, really,
yeah,
right?
definitely, yeah,
And so like we have
time.
seen each other's growth and whatever. We actually lived up the street and down the street from each
Yeah,
other.
right,
That's how
right.
close we were. So it's just amazing to see both of our growth, and it's amazing to meet you, of course.
Right.
But this is amazing, and I'm so glad to be here to support you in your journey and your process.
I appreciate you.
Awesome.
Coming down to RD complex, you know what I mean, showing love.
I'm here.
Coming down fame from Ransom.
No problem.
Give people your Instagram, social media, and all that.
Okay, you guys, you can follow me on IG at Brenda L. Jones Clothing, and you can also hit me on my website. Everything sells out within 5 minutes on there, so don't be alarmed if nothing's on there right now. It's www.BrendaLJonesClothing.com, and on Facebook I'm at Brenda L. Jones for my personal page, and my business page is at Brenda L. Jones Clothing. hit me up, you guys, for some clothes.
Yeah, Brenda, I appreciate you coming. Yeah.
Excited to be here, you guys. I mean, this is awesome. I'm just here, I'm just enjoying it. This is amazing, honestly.
Definitely. Well, I'm Norman Fame,
I'm King Ransom.
and this Fame for Ransom.
Peace.